Alright, hello everybody. So, make sure we're live real quick. Tell you real quick about an experience I had with my Toyota Corolla and why I can never buy a Toyota product again. I just test to make sure our audio is working okay here real quick. Alright, we're live. Okay, so if you drop off the video right now, I want to do a call to action. There is apparently a law somewhere that allows car manufacturers to write whatever they want inside of their owner's manual in regards to oil consumption. In my case, I was consuming 1 quart every 1,000 miles, and in Toyota's opinion, that was not enough oil consumption to warrant them doing anything. In addition to that, I also had engine noise starting before 4,000 miles. So, really quickly, I'm just going to do an introduction here. And I just kind of have a mystery here because I had a problem with my Toyota, brought it 10 times to Toyota Walnut Creek. And then when I contacted Toyota Walnut Creek after my car died, I was informed that they had been bought out in 2017. I did a little research and I put in the corporation name for Price Sims, the new owners. It's TWC Ops LLC. And I put that name in a Google search and I came across this National Labor Relations Board document, which is from 2014, 3 years after the business license for Toyota Walnut Creek being under Price Sims. If you go down to the bottom here, the employer is listed as TWC Ops LLC, doing business as Toyota Walnut Creek. I called the union listed and talked to them as well, and I also contacted the National Labor Relations Board. So from August until October, they were in negotiations, and the union made it sound like the handover date was going to be in December, so that would make sense, December of 2014. So they finished talks in October, and the handover was going to be done by December of 2014. However, Price Sims tells me that they did not buy it until 2017. So what's really strange is this corporation doesn't exist until 2017, but it's appearing on federal documents in 2014. TWC Ops LLC. So I don't know what to think about this. Price Sims says they bought it in 2017, and I have a covered document showing in 2014 them listed as being the employer. And I confirmed with the union that these talks would not have been entered into with somebody who was prospectively thinking about buying the dealership. These talks would happen when the sale had already taken place and they were negotiating a new union contract. So, like I said, I don't know what to say. I'm not going to make any comments about it. I was told one thing by Price Sims, and when you do the research on the National Labor Relations Board website, I uncovered a different date time frame completely. And I also went to the additional trouble of contacting the National Labor Relations Board, and I also contacted the union and spoke with 2 different people there, and they had perfect recollection about it, actually, because they both were there, and I guess it was kind of an upsetting thing they lost their union shop during this process here, so they had a very good memory of this whole set of events. And the gentleman told me that the handover took place in December 2014, not December 17th. So why is that important? Because the last 3 visits I had while I was still under warranty, if the date is 2014, that would make it the new owners, but the new owners say they didn't buy until 17. So I'm really confused why there's such a 3-year discrepancy between federal documents where the company is listed, the corporation is listed as owners, employers, way back then in 14, but then the sale didn't take place till 17. So I don't even know what to make of that. But anyway, the call to action here is please contact your senators and have them change the law that allows car companies to burn an excessive amount of oil. If you do a search for oil consumption class action, you are going to see every car manufacturer puts out cars that consume excessive amounts of oil. In my case, it was 1 quart per 1,000 miles. But in the owner's manual, which you're forced to sign a document at the time of sale saying you agree to everything inside of the owner's manual. Now, the owner's manual, 300 pages, I don't know how you're supposed to read that while you're sitting there negotiating your car, but you sign a document saying you've read the entire thing and you agree to all the terms. And one of the terms hidden inside of there is that your car can burn well over 1 quart of oil per 1,000 miles and nothing is wrong. Now, my car was different because by 4,000 miles, I was having an engine noise on startup. So almost every time the car sat for an extended period of time, like overnight, you would start it and you'd hear a grinding noise inside of the engine for about 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds. Now, if you go on YouTube and you start doing Toyota oil consumption, class action, you'll find some videos, really good ones, explaining what actually happens. And this is just the first video of many that we're going to be doing about my experience at Toyota Walnut Creek and how after 10 visits, including at the end, I was burning 1 quart of oil per 1,000 miles. I still had an internal engine noise, and I was 20% down on gas mileage. And having a platinum zero deductible warranty didn't mean anything. And the most upsetting thing about the visit at Toyota Walnut Creek, and again, this is allegedly new ownership now, so I'm really confused why they're showing documents from 14. But anyways, there's supposed to be new owners now, which were not the same people. Of course, when they bought the company, they kept all the employees, so it's all the same employees who I was dealing with continued to work at the new dealership. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So what is the sum total of this? I would never buy a Toyota again. I contacted Toyota Walnut Creek, told me to contact Toyota North America. I contacted Toyota North America, and they said they had no records of me having problems with my car, meaning 10 visits to the dealership. Toyota North America was never contacted saying this customer is having problems. And the Toyota North America stance is it is a independently owned dealership, and it's a dealer service issue. So go take it up with the dealer. So the dealer said, go talk to Toyota North America. Toyota North America said, go talk to the dealer. And the new dealer said, we're new dealers, we have no liability, so therefore we're wiping our hands of it. So as an owner, you're left out in the cold. I have several $1,000s of lost vehicle value. What's even worse is I had to buy a car when I didn't want to buy a car. I would have been perfectly happy continuing to drive my Corolla. So we'll wrap it up here. We're going to do many, many videos. We're going to go through my whole service history, and we're going to try to uncover I'm going to try to file a Freedom of Information Act request with National Labor Relations Board to see if I can find out more documents about what actually happened here and if these people here were actually owners at the time or not. And maybe I'm hoping the documents will shed more light, because there's a big discrepancy between the federal document showing them Price Sims as owners and Price Sims telling me they didn't purchase until 2017. It's a 3-year difference. So we'll wrap it up there. There'll be many more videos to come about my service experience at Toyota Walnut Creek, which is now under new ownership, I've been told, and therefore the new owners have no liability. Now, some of you would say, well, it's a continuation of business and they accepted all the assets and liabilities. But I could take them to small claims court. I think I would have 2 actions. I'd have one action for failure to service the car under its vehicle warranty, the manufacturer warranty. And additionally, I purchased an extended warranty through Toyota Walnut Creek, which they failed to honor by not even bothering to do even a simple test like a compression test. So a compression test would have told volumes about what was going on inside of my engine. And the fact that I was 20% down on gas mileage, I know for a fact that compression would have already been very low. When my car died, I was between 125 and 130 psi, and I think normal is at least 170, maybe even higher, based on my research so far. So we're going to wrap it up there, and we will continue our down the hole of everybody who was having problems with their Toyota. If you put in Toyota, you will find many, many articles. I want to show, we'll wrap it up here, I had a 1.8 liter motor. Now the motor that was involved in the class action was a 2.4 liter. And mine was a 1.8, which also I would argue had problems. But just look how many cars had these, what were called low tension rings, which was allowing oil to get by. And all of these years of cars were burning oil, and all of these car owners were told it's perfectly okay for your car to burn a quart of oil. So Toyota washed their hands of, my car was putting out 3 gallons of oil per year, and I was told that's perfectly normal and it's okay, we're not doing anything. So I want you to think about how many, this must be a million cars here. All the Camrys, Camry Hybrid, Camry Solara, Corolla, Matrix, RAV4, Scion, Scion B. It might be a million cars. We're putting out, if they're like mine, 3 gallons of oil per year. This could be worse than the Exxon Valdez. So I really want to go down the rabbit hole on this. And this is just one car company. As you can see, it looks like every single car company is guilty of this. So please contact your senator. I'll leave it as a call to action. Contact your senator and tell them you want them to reform how much oil a car can burn. And it should be a percentage, not a number of quarts, because my cars had a 4.5 quart capacity, and by 1,000 miles, I was 25% down on oil if I burned 1 quart. So to give you an idea, in 2,000 miles, half of my engine oil would have been gone out of my car if I hadn't constantly been putting oil. Like literally every other car fill up, I had to put oil into my car. So my car was a gross polluter of oil, and Toyota was okay with that. So contact your senators and let them know that you don't want car companies to be able to pollute our environment with oil. Now, this is a strange side effect of what's called the CAFE fuel economy requirements. So in an effort to match these fuel consumption numbers, the companies went out and did something called low tension rings, and they experimented. And it was a bad experiment. If you look up low tension rings, you'll see that it's resulting in a lot of oil loss out of cars. So we're going to be doing many, many more videos. This is just one of probably at least 20 or 30 videos we'll be doing about this, and I'll try to intersperse nice positive videos in between. But this was really upsetting. When I was a kid, they used to have Toyota commercials that Toyotas would go 1,000,000 miles. So Toyota literally put out commercials to give you the impression of what high quality cars they put out. Whereas my personal experience, if you have a Toyota that had a problem, Toyota's not going to do anything for you. So fantastic if you got a Toyota that runs with no problems. I had a Toyota that had internal engine issues, and they did nothing. Everybody have a good day, and we'll try to throw some music videos in between me talking about what appears to be an enormous issue. GM, Hyundai, Subaru, Toyota, BMW, GM, Volvo, Audi. Literally, it's an enormous problem. It's a pollution of oil on a scale that we probably couldn't even really quantify. So everybody contact your senators, let them know that you want them to design and manufacture cars that don't burn a quart of oil every 1,000 miles, and that should not be allowed. Everybody have a good day. Thank you very much.